Okay, I just finished my second cycle of 10 brushes after the saturated patches. 10 passes of the bore brush down the bore, and I've run 3 more saturated patches through. This is the first one, again after the bore brush, and again you can see that it is quite fouled. But the second one is looking very good, and this is the third one, still on the cleaning jag here, and I can't see a bit of fouling anywhere on this, even though this was a saturated patch. When you start to get the saturated patches coming through looking this clean, you know you've got the inside of the bore clean. And since it is to that point right now, I'm not going to do the third cycle. If this had been more fouled and I was still seeing some fouling come out on that last patch, I would do another cycle of 10 passes of the bore brush and 3 more saturated patches down the bore. But this rifle just doesn't need that today. So now, we're still not done. Again, I'm going to clean my rod. Now what I'm going to do is clean or dry out the inside of the bore. This is where I think you start to see a lot of deviation with the first 3, 4, 5 shots that you fire after cleaning if you don't get the bore nice and dry. I think it changes the friction on the inside of the barrel as the bullet is passing through, and all of a sudden that deviation in the friction and the velocities, and it's measurable, by the way. I've seen that on a chronograph with the first few shots out of the bore being different from all of a sudden what you're seeing with the velocity afterwards. If you get the inside of the bore nice and dry, you don't see that deviation, or at least not nearly that much. And you also won't see that first shot deviation. So what I'm going to do is just start to run dry patches through here. And you can see they're still coming out nice and clean. And get every bit of this cleaning solvent out of the bore that's still in there. Now, one thing I'm going to do with this barrel, since it is a match rifle, this isn't one that I'm going to be grabbing and running out the door with if we have a SWAT team call out. So I have the luxury of being able to do something in the way of preserving the bore that I don't typically do with my work rifle, with my sniper rifle. And that is, when I get all done, I'm going to put a little bit of light oil on a patch and run that down the bore just to keep any rust from forming in there. And then what I'll do before I shoot this the next time is run a few dry patches through to make sure I clean out that oil. Again, that does away with that problem of the first shot deviation or first 2 or 3 or 4 shot deviation. And all of a sudden your first shot is going to be point of aim, point of impact, just like the ones that you fire afterwards. And we're looking just about done there. Maybe one more dry patch to make absolutely certain that you've got all the solvent out of the bore. And still might be a little bit, maybe one more. Get through a lot of cleaning patches when you do this. My partner and I had to do a 200-shot barrel break-in, or at least it was recommended by the manufacturer, for his work rifle last year. And we had to clean after every, I think we started out after every shot, and then we went to every 5 shots and every 10 shots or some such thing. I think we went through an entire package of cleaning patches during that process. Alright, at this point our bore is clean, it's dry. I'm going to run, like I said, a patch down the bore just with a little bit of oil on to make sure we preserve it. After that I'm going to put the bolt back in, and the rifle's going back in the safe. If you have any questions about this, feel free to leave them below. Like I said, I spend a great deal of time cleaning firearms. I spend a lot of time shooting, so consequently I spend a lot of time cleaning. That's the way I clean rifles. This is what I do for all of my precision rifles. I'm not quite so meticulous if I'm cleaning, say one of my lever actions or something like that. It's not a precision rifle to begin with. Those I'll actually run the brush through both ways. Just try to clean it out quick and run some patches through, because we're not dealing with nth degree precision. But for my precision rifles, I'm very careful, very meticulous, and I want to make sure that I get them clean and that I don't do any damage to them in the process. As I started to say before, if you have any questions, leave them below. If you're interested in more videos like this, definitely let me know that. I think one of these days I may well do a review on this particular rifle. Fabulous rifle, by the way, James River 03A4. In any regard, hope you're having a real good day, and take care. Bye-bye.